जय श्री माताजी। आज सुबह के ध्यान सत्र में उपस्थित सभी साधकों का हृदयपूर्वक स्वागत है। दोनों हाथ गोद में, चित्त सहस्त्रार पर श्री माँ की प्रतिमा को अत्यंत आदरपूर्वक निहारते हुए हम अपने हथेलियों पर चैतन्य को महसूस करते हैं। कुंडलिनी चढ़ाकर बंधन लेते हैं। अपने प्रसन्न चित्त को हृदय में लाते हैं। हे परम पावनी माँ, कृपा कर आप हमारे हृदय में विराजिए। हमारा हृदय आपके प्रेम और करुणा से भर दीजिए माँ। श्री माताजी, कृपा कर हमें ध्यान में बैठने की अनुमति प्रदान कीजिए। तीन महामंत्र, तत्पश्चात श्री गणेश मंत्र।
सरस्वती
संतुलन करने हेतु लेफ्ट हैंड गोद में, राइट हैंड धरती माँ पर। चित्त सहस्त्रार और ईड़ा नाड़ी पर। परम पूज्य श्री माताजी, कृपा कर सामूहिकता की ईड़ा नाड़ी से तमोगुण के सारे दोष, सारी बाधाएं पृथ्वी तत्व में खींच लीजिए माँ। हमें शुद्ध इच्छा शक्ति प्रदान कीजिए। राइट हैंड गोद में, लेफ्ट हैंड आकाश की ओर। चित्त सहस्त्रार और पिंगला नाड़ी पर। श्री माताजी, कृपा कर सामूहिकता की पिंगला नाड़ी से रजोगुण के सारे दोष, सारी बाधाएं आकाश तत्व में विलीन कीजिए। कृपा कर हमें सहज कार्य करने हेतु शुद्ध कार्य शक्ति प्रदान कीजिए माँ। लेफ्ट हैंड गोद में लेते हैं। चित्त सहस्त्रार और सुषुम्ना नाड़ी पर। श्री माताजी, कृपा कर हमें संतुलन प्रदान कीजिए। हमें निर्विचार अवस्था प्रदान कीजिए माँ। अपना समग्र चित्त मूलाधार चक्र पर लाते हैं। परम पूज्य श्री माताजी, कृपा कर हमारे अंदर श्री गणेश तत्व जागृत कीजिए। हमें बालक जैसे अबोध बनाइए माँ। हमें सुबुद्धि और विवेक प्रदान कीजिए। यहाँ हम श्री गणेश अथर्व शीर्षक का पठन करते हैं।
श्री गणेश अथर्व शीर्षम। ओम नमस्ते गणपतये त्वमेव प्रत्यक्षं तत्त्वमसि त्वमेव केवलं कर्तासि त्वमेव केवलं धर्तासि त्वमेव केवलं हर्तासि त्वमेव सर्वं खल्विदं ब्रह्मासि त्वं साक्षादात्मासि नित्यं ऋतं वच्मि सत्यं वच्मि अवत्वं माम् अववक्तारम् अवश्रोतारम् अवदातारम् अवधातारम् अवानुचानमवशिष्यम् अवपश्चात्तात् अवपुरस्तात् अवोत्तरात्तात् अवदक्षिणात्तात् अवचोर्ध्वात्तात् अवाधरात्तात् सर्वतो मां पाहि पाहि समन्तात् त्वं वाङ्मयस्त्वं चिन्मयः त्वमानन्दमयस्त्वं ब्रह्ममयः त्वं सच्चिदानन्दाद्वितीयोऽसि त्वं प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्मासि त्वं ज्ञानमयो विज्ञानमयोऽसि सर्वं जगदिदं त्वत्तो जायते सर्वं जगदिदं त्वत्तस्तिष्ठति सर्वं जगदिदं त्वयि लयमेष्यति सर्वं जगदिदं त्वयि प्रत्येति त्वं भूमिरापो नलो नीलो नभः त्वं चत्वारि वाक्पदानि त्वं गुणत्रयातीतः त्वं देहत्रयातीतः त्वं कालत्रयातीतः त्वं मूलाधारस्थितोऽसि नित्यं त्वं शक्तित्रयात्मकः त्वां योगिनो ध्यायन्ति नित्यं त्वं ब्रह्मा त्वं विष्णुस्त्वं रुद्रस्त्वम् इन्द्रस्त्वम् अग्निस्त्वं वायुस्त्वं सूर्यस्त्वं चन्द्रमास्त्वं ब्रह्मभूर्भुवस्वरों गणादिं पूर्वमुच्चार्य वर्णादिं तदनन्तरम् अनुस्वारपरतरः अर्धेन्दुलसितं तारेण ऋद्धम् एतत्तव मनुस्वरूपं गकारपूर्वरूपम् अकारो मध्यमरूपम् अनुस्वारश्चान्त्यरूपं बिन्दुरुत्तररूपं नादसन्धानं संहिता सन्धिः सैषा गणेशविद्या गणकऋषिः निच्छृद्गायत्री छन्दः गणपतिर्देवता ॐ गं गणपतये नमः एकदन्ताय विद्महे वक्रतुण्डाय धीमहि तन्नो दन्ती प्रचोदयात् एकदन्तं चतुर्हस्तं पाशमङ्कुशधारिणं रदञ्च वरदं हस्तैर्बिभ्राणं मूषकध्वजं रक्तं लम्बोदरं शूर्पकर्णकं रक्तवाससं रक्तगन्धानुलिप्ताङ्गं रक्तपुष्पैः सुपूजितं भक्तानुकम्पिनं देवं जगत्कारणमच्युतम् आविर्भूतं च सृष्ट्यादौ प्रकृते पुरुषात् परम् एवं ध्यायति यो नित्यं स योगी योगिनां वरः नमो व्रातपतये नमो गणपतये नमः प्रमथपतये नमस्ते स्तुलम्बोदरायैकदन्ताय विघ्ननाशिने शिवसुताय श्रीवरदमूर्तये नमो नमः साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति माताजी श्री निर्मला देव्यै नमो नमः।
अपने चित्त को मूलाधार पर लाते हैं। श्री कुंडलिनी गौरी माता साक्षात का मंत्र लेते हैं। ओम त्वमेव साक्षात् श्री कुंडलिनी गौरी माता साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति माताजी श्री निर्मला देवी नमो नमः। मध्य मार्ग से होते हुए अपना चित्त सहस्त्रार पर लाते हैं। परम पूज्य श्री माताजी, कृपा कर आप हमारे सहस्त्रार में विराजिए। कृपा कर आप हमारा आत्म साक्षात्कार सुदृढ़ कीजिए। इसी अवस्था में कुछ समय ध्यान में बैठते हैं। चित्त को सहस्त्रार पर स्थिर करते हुए हम श्री माताजी की अमृतवाणी ग्रहण करते हैं। श्री ईस्टर पूजा 31 मार्च 1991 ऑस्ट्रेलिया। इसका प्रथम भाग।
Today we are here to worship Christ as he was resurrected from dead. There are lots of theories about his death, but actually he resurrected himself and then he went down to India and settled there with his mother. The after period of his resurrection is not described in any books as such, but in one of the Puranas written about Shalivahana, one of the kings of dynasty I belong to, has met Christ in Kashmir. And he asked him, "What's your name?" He said, "My name is Isa." And then he asked him also that from which country you come, which place. He said, "I come from a country which is foreign to you and to me. And now I am here in my own country." That's how he appreciated, I think, the Indian thing. And then he used to cure people there. And his tomb is there, and his mother's tomb also is there. So there are other stories also created by people who did not know much about him. But whatever it is, what you find that Christ was very much impressed and was very much there to teach about morality, as in the Indian scriptures, very strongly. For him, morality was the most important thing in life. Because, as you know, he was the incarnation of Shri Ganesha. So for him, Ganesha's principle was extremely important. And that he has expressed by saying that in the 10 Commandments, it is said that thou shalt not commit adultery. But I verily say to you, thou shalt not have adulterous eyes, to such an extent that even the eyes should not be adulterous. It's a very good understanding of a personality where we find in the modern times most of them have their attention moving up and down with adultery. Also, in one of the Upanishads I read that even to look at a woman is adultery. Even to think of a woman is adultery. And talk to women too much is also adultery. These modern times I have seen there are women who are used as public relations everywhere, in every country. And they just go and chit-chat and talk to people in position and talk in such a manner that they feel very much pampered. And one of the ways of getting favors, wrong favors, from officers is through this kind of PR business. It's very common. And this is what is responsible also partly for the corruption in many countries. Morality goes hand in hand with all kinds of violence. Anybody who is a violent person, a person who is in the mafia, a person who is regarded as an outcast, all of them are adulterous people of the worst type. So one has to understand how important it is that morality should be our basic asset in Sahaja. Especially, I would say, we are so lucky today that it should be celebrated in the land of Shri Ganesha. That we should be here to celebrate his resurrection, which actually is due to his clean, we can say absolutely nishkalank life. Life which was so pure. His purity was there because he was nothing but Chaitanya. He was nothing but vibrations. He was so pure that he could even walk on the water. He was so pure that death could not kill him. So we have to aim at our purification. We talk of resurrection when we think of getting a second birth. As I have told you before, that an egg becomes a bird, that's called a dvijaha, is twice born. In the same way, we who are covered with our ego and our conditionings opens out to become a bird. And that's how we all have come to know about the Brahma, about this all-pervading power, which is the Brahma. And that's how we have now really become the Dvijaha, meaning the Brahmins. Those who have not known the Brahma, without that, what is the use of any worship or any kind of chantings or anything? Because you are not connected. And if you are not connected, it has no meaning. But we have to look at ourselves about purity part of it. On a very lower level of people, you see, I have seen that the impurity comes from what Christ has called as murmuring souls. These are the people who start talking at the back of others and just enjoy this kind of talk. This is a very low type of a personality. I think in Sahaja Yoga, this should go away completely because it creates problems and the main basic strength of Sahaja Yoga, which is collectivity, is harmed by them. Especially in this respect, I would request the women, especially the wives of the leaders, have a great responsibility. If they start talking like that, taking interest in such talks, then they come down to the level of others and their motherhood is challenged. Any mother who allows the children to talk like that is really spoiling the entire life of her children. Anybody who talks ill of anybody in Sahaja Yoga is really extremely dangerous for both of them, but especially for the person who does it. So one should always avoid even thinking ill of others, let alone the talking of it. If anybody talks like that, you should put your hands to your ears and say, don't tell me, I don't want to hear anything against anyone. Because when we start talking against someone, we get all the bad things that person has. Apart from that, our mind is spoiled, is impurity in your mind. Then you talk to others, it increases and it becomes worse. So it's the responsibility of the women to be very much careful, because this kind of thing is more with the women because they are little excluded. They have exclusive friends and they have exclusive life. They are different type than men are. Men, if they have to get angry with someone or if they want to say something, they'll just go and have a fight and finish with it. But women will keep it in their mind and will say something. And it's such a bad thing to start. It's just like a worm, it moves and is very infectious. So all of you must remember that this is the first thing you must avoid, is to listen against anyone, talk against anyone, have small talks. I have said the same thing in Perth because last time when I came, I found horrible things were done against people. Now again I tell you this, because we are at a point where we have to understand that morality is not only about what is the sex is, but is much more than that, much wider than that. So because we want to have our purification, let us have introspection within ourselves. People ask me, how did you manage so well in Russia? And there's one thing about Russians very great, that they are very introspective. If you read any novel of a Russian writer, you'll be surprised to see that all of them are introspective. All the characters are introspective. They want to see why I do it. For example, somebody is lazy. He doesn't work. He dedicates his time in reading or something else, but he cannot put his physical body to any strain. Then he introspects. Why? Why am I so lazy? Why can't I do something more active? Then somebody who is always sort of difficult and angry type, that people don't like him. Then instead of getting angry with others, he has to see himself within himself. Why am I not liked? Why people don't care for me? What do I have within me that is making me so miserable? So you'll see that you are either conditioned or you have a funny ego which is coming up and is making you do wrong things which you should not do. That's one of the purifications you can have of your mind when you start introspecting yourself. Now, as the culture is, I find, is not very much for the benevolence of human beings. It is, you don't know what people are up to, what they can do, how far they can go. Nothing is possible. I've seen in some of the marriages we had very shocking things that the men or women never told me, and they had horrible diseases. And they just put me into trouble. There are many others who have done this kind of thing. So first thing, you must know that you cannot be a hypocrite in Sahaja. If you are a hypocrite, if you do not sincerely believe in Sahaja Yoga, fully engrossed yourself, you do not purify yourself and jump into yourself, then you will be exposed very soon and you will be thrown away from Sahaja. No doubt about it. I will not throw. I will forgive. But as I have told you, there are two forces working in Sahaja Yoga. One is centrifugal and another centripetal. By centripetal force you will be attracted, but by centrifugal force you will be thrown out. So one has to be very, very careful, because whatever you have got is something really remarkably, surprisingly, so heavenly and so easily. Actually, I am surprised at myself how I have achieved all these things. But it has been achieved because, as I told you, that the all-pervading power itself has taken a dynamic role. It is acting because it is now we are in Kruta Yuga. This Kruta Yuga comes when there is a gap from one Yuga to another Yuga. Like we had Kali Yuga. Kali Yuga has to go to Satya Yuga, in between there's Kruta Yuga. When this acts, and evolutionary process have taken place at that time. So now the last evolution has started, and again this all-pervading power has become very dynamic. That's how you get all my photographs and you get all these things. And you are also getting, people realize you yourself, you are surprised at the miracles you have. Everybody can tell you hundreds of miracles. So these miracles also are worked out by this all-pervading power. At this juncture, when we have all these possibilities, if we try to be hypocritical, we are harming ourselves. If we try to criticize others and not ourselves, then we are going to miss the bus. You must understand the importance of time. That is something people miss out. Sahaja Yoga is very good because you are blessed and you feel that you are secured. Things are very good. You get so many brothers and sisters, and I see your faces just like roses shining. All that is good. But still there is a chance that you may fall back. The reason is you must purify yourself. Never get satisfied with yourself. Some people, when I talk to them, they never think I'm talking to them. They think I'm talking to somebody else. So please try to understand. We have to introspect ourselves. We have to meditate. And when we are conscious about our own defects, we'll start looking at it and they'll drop off. It's a very tremendous task we have to do, is to emancipate the whole human beings. And for that, you have to be something very special. You have to be ideal. People are going to see you. I have seen some people who are very fond of going on the stage and trying to show off. is ego. Understand that it is ego. If you are not what you are talking, nobody is going to take you seriously. On the contrary, they'll disappear from Sahaja. If you are going to show off, people will say, look at this show off. Everybody can see you being like that. They may not see themselves, but they can see another person like that. So for all these ego manifestations, you have to be very, very careful. Now supposing if you have money, then you'll try to show off. If you have some power, supposing you have certain position in the government, you'll try to show off. Anything, these artificial things. I have known people who show off for absurd things which has no meaning. I don't understand that these all things are outside. They are not enriching you. They are in no way giving you the strength that you need. They are in no way making you beautiful. So all these outside things anybody can have is nothing great about it. But the inner wealth that you develop is the only way you can purify yourself and the resurrection can take place in the same manner as Christ has said. Now the time of resurrection has come. You are all resurrected, but you have to still cleanse yourself. First, as I told you, that morality should be the highest priority for all of us. Now just think of the life people live. For example, I have been in the West with my husband in another atmosphere, another society. We've been to parties, we've been to all such things. And what I found, that no man is safe, no woman is safe. They are all flirting with each other, God knows for what. It's a joyless pursuit. And when they go back home, what they find, that the wife is missing or the husband is missing. So such an insecure life they have, because they have no sense of morality. To them these pleasures are something great. And because of this misunderstanding about the life, they are suffering with such tremendous insecurity. You have to guide your children to a proper, sane morality. For that you must behave properly. You should not go romantic in the presence of your children. You should not try to put them in a way that you lock up your rooms and do all kinds of things, but behave in a manner that is dignified. Otherwise children will pick up from you to begin with. Then also you should be careful as to the television and things that they show, all what children see. You have to be careful and talk to them that this is wrong. This is very wrong, and this will bring problems to us. If you have a proper rapport with your children, you won't have any problem. You see here they have so much of this education. Despite that, how many problems you have with children. While we do not educate children in all these things, but we don't have these problems in India, because we are kept just innocent about it. If the children are kept innocent, they never indulge into it, and they will never get into any problems which are created by curiosity. Never make them curious. You will feel happy, the children will feel happy, and they'll start their life from the very beginning on the basis of morality. This is what you have to give to your children, is a proper moral sense. Then another thing I have seen is that very important is to give for Sahaja Yoga your time. Many people do not give their time, do not work in the ashrams, they do not think that they have to do something for Sahaja. You must understand that you are part and parcel of one body. Now supposing I do not allow one hand to work, put it in a sling, you will find it will never work. It will become weak, it will not be able to do anything, it will be wasted. So you have to use all the limbs of the body in the same way. You all must also put in physical, mental, emotional, whatever is possible for the work of Sahaja Yoga, because it is your work. I don't need Sahaja. I don't have to do it. It's for you. I have started this, and it is for you to give it to others. It's your responsibility. So you should take it up as your own. For example, you know that at this age I am traveling every third day or fourth day and traveling long distances. All this I am doing for what? There's no need for me to do. I don't need anything. I'm just doing it because it's supposed to be my life. I don't know how to explain why I'm doing it really. Logically, it doesn't sound sensible. But if you see me, you say that we have great regard for Mother, we respect her very much, we are very fond of her, and we worship her, all these things. But do you give so much as she can give? How much do we give? Secondly, I have also heard that people are very miserly in giving money for my programs and things. You want me to come here. I used to spend my own money in the early days, but you don't want me to come here with my own money. Is it proper? Is it, if you have self-respect, you would not like me to come, spend my own money coming here and spend money for building this and spend money for your car's petrol? Would you like me to do that? No. So, there are many people who come to my program, I am told, but do not pay for my programs. It's very wrong. If you do not pay, I tell you, immediately you will suffer. And that is in money matters. Because if you do not give, money doesn't come. Those people who have been generous with their hands have been very prosperous even in Australia, even in India. So I have to tell you, even this is not a temptation to you. But when people say, Mother, our thing is not coming up, this is not working out, so there's something wrong, somewhere wrong. Once you start dedicating yourself to Sahaja Yoga, immediately you'll find things will work out. There is something you have done wrong, which you should not have done, or something is you have not understood, you have done something under misunderstanding. Try to find out. Things must sort out. They must soothe out in Sahaja Yoga. Everything sorts out. Not only that, but I have seen it just becomes absolutely beautifully falling into line, and you are amazed how it works. From a small thing to big thing. So if it is not working out in your life, there's definitely something wrong. So it is the morality of financial morality. Also there were some horrible mishaps we had in this country of yours, where horrible leaders came who were interested only in money. That's how they came to Sahaja. And what has happened to them, you know that. So you don't come to Sahaja Yoga for money. You come here for everything. In a sense, in totality, you have to get that higher situation. Like that, you have to give also with an open heart. Know that you have got such a great gift. So now, what can I do about it? Of course, I don't need your money. I am not in the same position as even Christ was, but he never took any money. So I need not take any money from you. But still, for other things, those people who have not paid should remember that if they want their children to be all right, if they want their family to be all right, if they want to be all right as far as the money is concerned, without feeling the ego, without pressurizing the leaders, try to spend money in a way that is really useful for such. Then another point is about the family, as I told you yesterday, that my house, I must have my house. I must take, especially leaders' wives. Again, I should warn them, because all this has created problem to such an extent now that we had to throw them out of Sahaja. Despite the fact husbands were very good. But some women wanted to have their own home, they wanted to have their own children, they wanted to stay in their own. So this kind of a thing, if a leader's wife has ideas, then what will happen to others? They have to follow an example that is that of a leader. And if the leader doesn't have that and the wife doesn't have that example, the whole thing can be absolutely in a state of jeopardy. And that's what I've seen, that people suffer so much when they do not realize that we all are part and parcel of one family. And we start thinking, imagine we cut one finger and plant it somewhere. What will grow out of it? Will a tree grow out of it? Or what will grow out of it? Nothing. It will stick.
ध्यान की अवस्था बनाए रखते हैं। जय श्री माताजी। श्री आदिशक्ति मंत्र। त्वमेव साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति माताजी श्री निर्मला देवै नमो नमः। आरती की तैयारी करते हैं। आरती के लिए खड़े होते हैं।
सबको दुआ देना माँ, सबको दुआ देना। जय निर्मल माता जी, जय निर्मल माता जी। दिल में सदा रहना माँ, सबको दुआ देना, सबको दुआ देना माँ, सबको दुआ देना। जय निर्मल माता जी, जय निर्मल माता जी। दिल में सदा रहना माँ, सबको दुआ देना। जग में संकट कारक कितने लिए अवतार माँ, कितने लिए अवतार। विश्व में तेरी महिमा, विश्व में तेरी महिमा। तू गंगा यमुना माँ, सबको दुआ देना, सबको दुआ देना माँ, सबको दुआ देना। जय निर्मल माता जी, जय निर्मल माता जी। दिल में सदा रहना माँ, सबको दुआ देना। जो भी शरण में आया सुख ही मिला उसको माँ, सुख ही मिला उसको। बैठ के दिल में ओ माँ, बैठ के दिल में ओ माँ। लौट के ना जाना माँ, सबको दुआ देना, सबको दुआ देना माँ, सबको दुआ देना। जय निर्मल माता जी, जय निर्मल माता जी। दिल में सदा रहना माँ, सबको दुआ देना। मानव में अवतर के कर दिया उजियारा माँ, कर दिया उजियारा। कलियुग में माया है, कलियुग में माया है। फिर भी पहचाना माँ, सबको दुआ दुआ देना, सबको दुआ देना माँ, सबको दुआ देना। जय निर्मल माता जी, जय निर्मल माता जी, दिल में सदा रहना माँ, सबको दुआ देना माँ, सबको दुआ देना माँ, सबको दुआ देना। त्वमेव साक्षात् श्री महालक्ष्मी महासरस्वती महाकाली त्रिगुणात्मिका कुंडलिनी साक्षात् श्री माताजी, श्री निर्मला देवी नमो नमः। त्वमेव साक्षात् श्री कलकी साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति माताजी, श्री निर्मला देवी नमो नमः। त्वमेव साक्षात् श्री कलकी साक्षात् श्री सहस्रार स्वामिनी मोक्ष प्रदायिनी माताजी, श्री निर्मला देवी नमो नमः। श्री निर्मला देवी नमो नमः। श्री निर्मला देवी नमो नमः। बोलो श्री आदिशक्ति माता जी, श्री निर्मला देवी की जय।
जय श्री माताजी। श्री माताजी के पावन श्री चरणों पर हम प्रार्थना अर्पित करते हैं। परम पूज्य श्री माताजी, आज का ध्यान आपके श्री चरणों में समर्पित है। आज की अमृतवाणी में आपने जो ज्ञान हमें प्रदान किया है, सामूहिकता आपकी ऋणी है माँ। श्री माताजी, कृपा कर हमें निरंतर संतुलन में रखिए, जिससे हम हमारे धर्म में खरे उतरे। आपकी कृपा से हमारे अंदर आध्यात्मिक समझ प्रस्थापित हो, हमारी सुबुद्धि का उपयोग सहज कार्य के लिए ही हो। आपकी कृपा में हम नैतिकता के प्रतीक बने। श्री माताजी, आज के ध्यान सत्र में अगर हमसे कोई गलती हुई हो, कृपा कर हम सबको क्षमा कर दीजिए, हमारी प्रार्थनाओं का स्वीकार कीजिए और हमें आशीर्वादित कीजिए। आपके श्री चरणों पर हमारे कोटि कोटि प्रणाम, अनंत कोटि प्रणाम, अनंत कोटि प्रणाम। जय श्री माताजी। कुंडलिनी चढ़ाकर बंधन लेते हैं। जय श्री माताजी। आज की प्रमुख सूचनाएं इस प्रकार है। प्रतिष्ठान पुणे यूट्यूब चैनल पर आज शाम का ध्यान शाम 7 बजे लाइव प्रसारित होगा। जय श्री माताजी। आज का ध्यान सत्र अब संपन्न होता है। आज आपका दिन अत्यंत मंगलमयी हो, चैतन्यमयी हो। अब हम सहज संगीत का आनंद उठाते हैं।
विष्णु तुम्हें दयाए, डमरू है शिव बजाए, डम 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 डमरू है शिव बजाए, किया विश्व का उद्धारा निर्मल तेरे चरणों में, निर्मल तेरे चरणों में बहती चैतन्य धारा, त्रिलोक की वो निर्मल, त्रिलोक की वो निर्मल, त्रिलोक है तुम्हारा निर्मल तेरे चरणों में। गंगा बहती, बिंदिया से जमुना बहती, बिंदिया में गंगा बहती, बिंदिया से जमुना बहती, बिंदिया में सूर्य चंदा, हो बिंदिया में सूर्य चंदा, देखे ब्रह्मांड सारा निर्मल तेरे चरणों में, निर्मल तेरे चरणों में बहती चैतन्य धारा, त्रिलोक की वो निर्मल, त्रिलोक की वो निर्मल, त्रिलोक है तुम्हारा निर्मल तेरे चरणों में। सारे निर्मल तुम्हें पुकारे, आए हैं सहज सारे निर्मल तुम्हें पुकारे, चित में तुम्हें बिठा कर, ओहो चित में तुम्हें बिठा कर ले मोक्ष का नजारा, निर्मल तेरे चरणों में, निर्मल तेरे चरणों में बहती चैतन्य धारा, त्रिलोक की वो निर्मल, त्रिलोक की वो निर्मल, त्रिलोक है तुम्हारा निर्मल तेरे चरणों में, निर्मल तेरे चरणों में, निर्मल तेरे चरणों में, निर्मल तेरे चरणों में। महिमा तुम्हारी निर्मल जग में यूं छा रही है, यूं छा रही है। तुम्हारी दया सुगंधी हर गुल से आ रही है।
महिमा तुम्हारी निर्मल जग में यूं छा रही है।
चांद और ये तारे तुमने बनाए सारे। ये चांद और ये तारे तुमने बनाए सारे। इन सब में जोत तेरी एक जगमगा रही है। महिमा तुम्हारी निर्मल जग में यूं छा रही है।
महिमा तुम्हारी निर्मल जग में यूं छा रही है।
सुगंधी वाले पुष्पों में रंग तेरा। सुंदर सुगंधी वाले पुष्पों में रंग तेरा। ये कायनात सारी गुण तेरे गा रही है। महिमा तुम्हारी निर्मल जग में यूं छा रही है।
महिमा तुम्हारी निर्मल जग में यूं छा रही है।
निर्मल जगत की करता वर्णन हो तेरा कैसे। निर्मल जगत की करता वर्णन हो तेरा कैसे। जल थल में तेरी महिमा निर्मल समा रही है। महिमा तुम्हारी निर्मल जग में यूं छा रही है। महिमा तुम्हारी निर्मल जग में यूं छा रही है। तुम्हारी दया सुगंधी हर गुल से आ रही है महिमा तुम्हारी निर्मल, जग में यूं छा रही है
महिमा